So this is your comprehensive Excel tutorial series. In this section, we are going to take a deep dive into lookup functions in Excel with some real-life examples to help us solidify our understanding. Lookup functions are very powerful tools that allow us to search for specific values in a data set and retrieve corresponding information. So today we will be focusing on two essential lookup functions, namely VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. So let's get started. So first is the VLOOKUP function. VLOOKUP stands for vertical lookup, and it is used when we need to extract data from a table based on a particular value. It looks at the leftmost column of a table, searches for a specified value, and then returns a corresponding value from a column of our choice. The V in VLOOKUP indicates that it is used for matching values in a vertical table. To understand the concept better, let us consider a real-life example. Imagine that you work for a retail company that sells various products, and you have a sales data table that includes information such as product ID, product name, quantity sold, and sales price. Now, your goal is to use the VLOOKUP function to find the sales price of a specific product. Let us say you want to know the price of product ID 105. To use the VLOOKUP function, start by typing this in the cell where you want the sales price to appear. Then you specify the lookup value, which is the product ID you are interested in. In this case, it is 105. Next, you select the table array, which includes the entire sales data table. After that, you indicate the column index number from which you want to retrieve the data. In our case, we want the sales price, which is in the fourth column. So we enter the number 4. Finally, we specify false for the range lookup, as we want an exact match. Press enter and voila, you get the sales price for product ID 105. Now let us consider another real-life example using the VLOOKUP function. Imagine that you work in HR for a company and you have an employee database that includes the employee names, employee IDs, departments, and salaries. Now, you need to find the salary of a specific employee based on their ID. By using the VLOOKUP function and specifying the employee ID as the lookup value, you can very easily retrieve the salary of the employee. This can be helpful for generating reports, analyzing payroll data, or conducting performance evaluations. Great! So now that we have covered VLOOKUP with real-life examples, let us move on to HLOOKUP function. HLOOKUP stands for horizontal lookup, and it is used to search for a specific value in a row and return a corresponding value from a different row within the same column. The H in HLOOKUP indicates that it is used for matching values in a horizontal table. To further illustrate the HLOOKUP function, let us consider a real-life example. Imagine you work for a school and you have a student grades table where each row represents a student and the columns indicate various subjects and their corresponding grades. In this data set, you have student names in the first row and subjects listed in the subsequent rows. Now, your task is to use the HLOOKUP function to find the grade of a specific subject for a particular student. Let us say you want to know the grade of math for student ID 102. So, to use the HLOOKUP function, you start by typing this in the cell where you want the grade to appear. Then you specify the lookup value, which is the subject that you are interested in. In this case, it is mathematics. Next, you select the table array, which includes the entire student grades table. After that, you indicate the row index number from which you want to retrieve the data. In our case, we want the grades for student ID 102, which is in the second row. So we enter 2. Finally, we specify false for the range lookup, as we want an exact match. Press enter, and yes, we have it. You get the grade of mathematics for student ID 102. Now let us consider another real-life example using the HLOOKUP function. Let us imagine that you are working for a marketing agency and you have a client campaign performance table. Each row represents a campaign and the columns indicate different metrics such as impressions, clicks, conversions, and the ROI. Now you need to find the ROI, that is return on investment, for a specific campaign. By using the HLOOKUP function and specifying the campaign name as the lookup value, you can very easily retrieve the ROI for the campaign. This information can be very crucial for evaluating the success of marketing campaigns and making data-driven decisions. By using VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP functions in real-life scenarios, you can extract valuable information and analyze data and make informed decisions in various fields such as sales, human resources, marketing, finance, and a lot more. And that wraps up our tutorial on mastering lookup functions in Excel, complete with some real-life examples for your better understanding. These lookup functions are incredibly useful for extracting data based on specific criteria. By leveraging these functions, you can save time, you can save effort when working with really large data sets and thus make more informed decisions. And also do remember, practice makes a man perfect. So do not hesitate to experiment with different kind of scenarios and various data sets to enhance your understanding of lookup functions. Also, in the upcoming lessons, we will delve into really advanced techniques and formulas to supercharge your Excel skills. Stay tuned for that.